Hello, hello, hello! We are here today to work on some art for, oh god, a day. If I can remember this properly. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I had to get comfy. I wasn't comfy yet. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do I want to do this. Guide? Maybe. Okay. Do I want this guide? I'm trying to figure out mic placement as well. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh. Well, that answers that question. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of the guide. Guide useful, yes, but not what I want currently. Okay. So right now, we're gonna take oil paintbrush. Ooh, oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking about what brush I'm gonna use for later stuff. Okay, cool. Okay, so I want to get the foreground. I want to just get like a base down real quick. So what I am drawing is essentially, why is that? Oh, duh, because it just shows. Okay. I'm looking at, you can't see it on your end because of how I've set up. So in Clip Studio Paint, there is under Window, go to Canvas, New Canvas, and it essentially has a copy of the canvas I'm working on, which is what you're seeing me do here. And what it doesn't show is the zooming in of the canvas, which is nice. So, yeah. There's, of course, a slight lag, I guess, streaming-wise. Who dinged me on... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you, Batman Goddess, on Blue Sky for like my post. That was nice. Nice. Thank you. Okay, so we are working on the Library of... Okay, cool, yeah. So I'm trying to choose... I can speak words. I'm trying to choose colors that are not going to be in the color range that I'm working with. Okay. If I do that, it'll potentially mess me up a bit. Oh, there we go. Which is not what I want, at all. So we are going to do. Okay. Merge selected layers. That way it's all one thing. So this is essentially... Okay. Sorry, it has been like years since I've written the first chapter, which is where the library is mentioned first. And in my head, I know how it's supposed to look. But it's also trying to figure out... Okay. So I'm just gonna like... put down rough shapes, because rough shapes are fine. We can work with rough shapes. And however, change to more reddish brown, because I know how I wanted it to look. But we're just may go ahead and yeah. There we go. Okay, go to this. Okay. I don't know why, but I liked the idea of having like a tree growing on the side of the building. I may slim like this part down. I know it's not green. Okay. I just want to have like a place for the freaking leaves. Or not leaves. Something. Place for something. Branches. Stuff. Okay. And the doors, because they're big doors. Big freaking doors. Also, like one of those like big circle mirrors. Looks like a person. I think, was there a circle mirror here? I don't think so. I do know there was a little thing there. May have been like a small one. Yeah, I think it was like a small mirror there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like how this is looking so far. Okay. Oh gosh. I just realized like the most difficult part of this for me personally is the okay. And yeah. No wait, hold on. Okay, kind of, sort of this vibe. So, the pathway to the library has, this I actually want to have a bit, because it's supposed to be like, so I'm trying to figure out the words I want to use for this. So what this section here is it is essentially prisms. It is a wall of prisms is what it's supposed to be, like inlaid within the stone and metal works leading up to the library. We're just, again, very roughly figuring this out. Oh boy. Okay, now I gotta start. Actually, no, I don't. Okay, so I gotta next. I want to mark out. There we go. Okay. Stone pathway, because why not? Yeah, the library is essentially where the person known as the Lord of Wisdom stays, pretty much. Obviously, library, wisdom. Yeah. So that's where they stay, and that's one of the I say city. Sort of a city. Sort of a just floating island city type place that takes up the entire part of the floating location. I'm very bad with words, more or less. As you can tell by me speaking. However, so you have the Lord of Wisdom, Lord of Mending, and Lord of War. Lord of War is currently MIA. At this point in the novel, they went out on an expedition, and they have not been heard from since. The Lord of War being missing is not why my characters are leaving the city that they grew up in, lived, and now work in. So each of the characters have jobs and positions within the 3 areas. So it okay, there we go. Sorry. I get distracted not distracted. I get, if I'm working on something, then my brain will just kind of focus on that for a few moments before I venture back into what I'm doing. So want more of a warm stone color for this. So essentially you have the, as I said, you have the areas for war, mending, and wisdom. And each of the 3 main characters, see, I'm not gonna do this in order of the war, wisdom, and mending. Hold on, actually, let me see. So Ivan is from the faction is going to be the wrong word, but faction is the closest thing I can think of at this moment in time. So you have Ivan from the war faction, Remy from the scribe faction, or the wisdom faction, essentially. And then you have Liam from the mending faction. And so mending is a broad term in this world. It covers things from sewing to doctors. So anything that has to do with fixing is covered under the mending. For the warrior side, obviously, it covers war. Yes. But they cover I'll say anything. They don't really go to war. War is rare, but it's something that's held over for them. But essentially it's your guards and your general keepers of the peace, though they don't, not a lot happens. They kind of just patrol for the sake of, patrol just in case, you know, someone decides to start something. But they have a very strict rules of conduct as to how they can and cannot react to situations. They have to do very specific training, and they have to pass that training. If they do not pass that training, then they don't get to go on guard rotation. They get stuck in the barracks doing, you know, whatever the higher ups tell them to do. I can spell library. That'd be nice. Scribes and menders generally, depending on like your track in the mending, you can essentially be a bookbinder, is essentially what it'd be. But your job would be to essentially go to the library and fix the books that are either broken or, you know, not up to par. They need a little TLC going on there. And then scribes essentially have the job of, basically their job is to fix the books. I want the curb, yeah. So scribes basically, you know, as I said, they fix the books. It takes them like a couple years to complete their training in order to like essentially be allowed to touch the books. Because sometimes they don't want to run the risk of something happening and the books being destroyed. That would be bad. Oh, gosh. So essentially, the gist of the story, and I'm not good at explaining things, and I apologize for that, but the gist of the story is you have these three characters who, Remy and Liam already know each other. They've known each other for years. They've worked together for years. Liam is Remy's person. You know, they are the one that Remy trusts, you know, with making sure that things are okay, you know, that nothing is going to go, not necessarily wrong, but just there is a lot of trust between the two of them. Because I don't know how this is going to turn out, I'm creating another layer on top of this. I don't really like that. Let's see if I lower the particle size. Maybe? Not that. Not that at all. I like the concept of it, but I don't like the execution, if that makes sense. Okay, the dry gouache blender. Love. Love that one. Okay. I'm trying to figure out like how I want to do this. Oh my god, this is gonna be tedious. Okay. I wonder how the gouache looks. Okay, so I know what I want to use the gouache for. Okay, this is not tedious, just a lot. Ooh, okay, I think my issue might have been the color I was using. Potentially also the amount of pressure I was using on the brush. That potentially also caused some of the disconnect that I was experiencing. So essentially, their job is to travel to other islands and other cities to gather what are called heart flowers. Heart flowers are crystal flowers that grow in each location, and they are essentially the fuel source or the for Lenerica in order to ensure that the island stays up above. The floating islands work on a figure out better words later. Works on like a connection system where essentially they're all connected. Like all the islands are connected, and so long as the city of Lenerica remains in the sky, all the other islands will be fine and safe, and it won't be an issue. So I'm gonna do this 'cause why not? I'm like just very lightly going with this. I'll probably do a couple passes with some other colors as well, so it's not just like, hey, in the brown. Darkers, because I'm gonna goof in here a bit. That's like essentially their sort of job is to just travel to other islands. You know, obviously they're gonna meet some new people here and there. You know, my favorite like little creature and like little concept. Because I started writing this when I was like sort of in the midst of like, I guess you say like my steampunk phase in terms of like, you know, content I was we'll say interacting with. You know, content I was enjoying was like steampunk at the time. I was like listening to like some Abney Park and things like that. There we go. I was like, I wanted more blue. Gosh. So like some of that music had some inspiration for what I was writing, and it just sort of stuck. And it was also like wanting to sort of explore like the concept of gender and like society things, and it's still being worked on. Definitely still being worked on. Muy bien. Oh. Wait, hold on, let me... Can I only... Ugh, rude. Okay. I only wanted to get a certain thing, which was not all that. Let's see if I can get the door. Sorry, I'm not. I'm like trying to do this just like zoomed out. It's like you don't have to do that. You can stay zoomed in, my guy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of just like what they're set to do. Okay. Is go out and grab the crystal flowers and then, make their way back. That's fine. I can always make adjustments later. Okay. I know what I want to do. I think I can do it. Here. Yeah. Okay. The oil paintbrush. How do I want to do this? Too close. Okay, we're gonna go to the other end of the spectrum. There we go. Okay. We'll figure this out. I think do I have some more tea left? Yes, I do have some more tea left. Awesome. Okay. So I made brownies today, and yes, this is going to be a very weird, rambly stream. I am a rambly person. And that's what we're gonna get. Bunch of rambles, and that's okay. Okay, hold on. Blah 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 blah. I made brownies today, and they turned out pretty good. Kind of banana-y, because we had a banana left, so I added the banana in with the mixture, and I was like, it's fine. It should be fine. Oh my gosh. I am smart, and also kind of dumb. Okay. So my thought process, and I'm gonna have to look up a tutorial on how to do this. I'm going to make a stone brush to make this easier for myself later. A later thing. So right now we are going to go ahead and work on getting things like the roof done. Why not? Okay. No, we're not gonna. I was gonna do something and I decided not to. That just seems silly. Okay. Lower this down a bit. Actually, that should work. Okay. So I know. There we go. Okay. I think. Yeah. Maybe? It looks so funny. It looks funny, but it's okay. I'm gonna do like a gouache. Is this what I want? Maybe. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out if the gouache blender is what I wanted. Yeah, kind of. I mean, not really, but you know, make it work. Blendy. Blendy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm kind of curious. What happens if I blend this? Alright, let's be smart. We're gonna let's duplicate this real quick. Well, it looks nice. Okay. I'm very much a, like, experiment with things until it looks good. Why not? Bottom. Sure, whatever. It works. Kind of, I guess. Ooh, it does, because it brightens up. Adds a bit, we'll say brighten. It brightens something up. Okay, how color do I want to use? I need to keep within this theme. Take it off the blend. Take it off blending. Okay. Let me see if I can find, like, at least the right sort of base shade. I don't know what shade to use for copper. No. Close enough. Not really. Okay. I made brownies. They tasted kind of banana-y because I added bananas. But, like, I also added, so I took brownie mix. I used brownie mix. I took brownie mix, brown sugar, and some vanilla, and a banana. And I used buttermilk and egg. Because normally on the back of the boxes, they're like, use vegetable oil and water, and it's like, no. The brownies, while they took longer to make, they came out very, like, the top was solid, but, like, the insides were, like, moist, gooey. They were nice. They were nice brownies, like, not hard or anything like that. Is someone like gonna clip me saying saying moist? Ugh, okay, that sounds weird now. Ooh, we'll duplicate it. There we go. Okay. And delete outside selection. There we go. That works. Okay. Choose like a darker. Using a darker shade. God, my hand doesn't want to work. There we go. Think. Whee! Yay! Okay. I think if I do that. And no. Okay, so that's fine with that. Oh god. Okay. Oh, okay, so I want to do puppet warp. Not puppet warp, mesh transformation. I ultimately just need to lift up that. Okay, awesome. Yay! Okay. I probably won't stream long. Primarily because my back is hurting so much. Not that anyone really needs to know that part, but you know, it's part of life. Sometimes your back hurts. Okay. We are going to... Okay. There we go. Oh, that looks so much nicer. Yay! Okay. Just gonna say... Figure with the art, the... something. Library. Because of like how big this piece is going to be, I'm sort of stuck. Okay. Oh gosh. Not what I wanted. I'm trying to like move. There we go. I'm like trying to move the thing. Oh goodness. I'm trying to move the folder, but I kept accidentally placing it in other folders, which is not what I wanted to do at all. It's okay though, because eventually I got it, and that's the important part. Okay, so I need to find... Don't bend down, that's rude. Not really, but... Ooh, okay. Okie dokie. This is not like going to be 100% accurate, kind of like as I was saying before. It's gonna be rough. It's just gonna be rough. So that's what we're going with right now. I didn't say to make a straight line, dingus. Gosh, that's a big tree. To make this smaller. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Again, not gonna be like 100%. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that looks better-ish. I'm saying ish. I still need to fix some things. Okay. Here. And we're going to use the circle tool, because why not? I sort of realized that, like, I don't have to make... So my concept for the style of these is these are things that are, just say, like, drawn by the characters. And it's like, you don't know who's the one drawing, just that someone is drawing these. Reality is the author. Ooh, spooky. Not really spooky, but you know. I think I'm trying to remember, like, what the first scene was that I first thought of when creating the story. And because sometimes it's dreams, other times it's just, you know, I think of an idea, it's like, oh, you know, what if XYZ? You know, what if, you know, there's a story and it's about, you know, a scribe being assigned to go interview different places, and then it sort of snowballed into like, well, what if they, you know, live on a floating island and they have to venture out and gather things. Oh, that looks so much better. It's also because of the background. it looks better. It's because you added stuff to it. Let's see. Stone pathway. I can spell pathway. Oh, let me save this because I haven't saved yet. So, I'm trying to think and have conversations at the same time. I made a mistake in the fact that I did not. I banged my glasses on the microphone, so sorry about that. I forgot to write down what all I was like, oh hey, let's write down what we're gonna talk about. That did not happen today. Sorry. I needed to drink water. Because if I remember correctly, I had one water bottle today, which is not conducive. So, shout out to Whiskey Rabbit for showing me how to draw water and stones, which is the method that I'm using. So thank you very much for this very helpful tutorial. Oh shoot, I forgot to do... Shoot, I need to do... I think it's... light. Is it medium dark light or light dark medium? Don't fully remember. We'll figure it out. We're smart. You're smart. We're smart. We're smart. We'll make it work. We'll make it pretty. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna stream for long today. We're actually probably gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. I need sleep. I might stream tomorrow. Maybe. It is not a guarantee. I might. If I do stream tomorrow, it'll probably be a video game stream. Maybe. I don't know. I'm behind on some things. Because some things came up, so I had to switch yesterday's stream to today. And that's primarily because I ended up picking up a shift for this morning. Need to partway through. I need to do smaller, because the smaller you go, the longer. Weird optical illusion type stuff. So yeah, some things just came up, so I had to move things around. So each week, I have it set up for me to work on. I use the term projects in a very broad stroke. So this week it is working on admin work. And by that it's essentially just organizing a bunch of folders, files and folders on my computer, just so that it's all organized and I don't have to worry about it. That's all that really is for that one. Ooh, okay, so I may end up adding in like moss. I'm gonna get distracted a bit because I just remember about the alloy birds. I love the alloy birds. They are so cute. They are essentially and there's a subgroup called alloy creatures, and essentially they are creatures that are made out of metals and alloys. Alloy birds I love because you have two options. They can either fly letters to people, or they sort of serve as the same function as like phones, but your alloy birds kind of have to sync up in order to receive calls. You can't just like butt dial someone. You can't be like, sorry, didn't mean to call you. Wrong number. So, yeah, so the person like you're trying to talk to has to have an alloy bird, and they has to be connected. I am a mean author, and my characters will have to actively send letters and reports. So they have 2 alloy birds. Normally they would have gotten 1, but they ended up getting 2. Primarily because they could not decide what they wanted. So they went with Poe the Patu, and then I can't remember the other one's name. I think Grim the Peregrine, I want to say. Hold on, let me bring up last month's. No, this month. It'd be this month's. Would be this month's. Back. Poe. Grin the Peregrine is the other one's name. Is the other bird's name. They were feeling rather funny when they chose Grin's name. So, yeah, so not last, because I'm working on next month's design. So, this month's letter is a letter from Remy to Liam. Essentially just talking through how their trips go. Sort of how their trip's going, but it's more of an observation of how they're feeling in terms of like what it feels like to be on the airship. And then this month is going to be Liam's response to Remy. It's interesting and fun to write these letters as the characters to the other characters, because it's a way for me to sort of, in a way, get inside their heads and figure out new things for them. You know, I'm able to be like, okay, you know, this is what they're saying. You know, this is how I can respond. There we go. Trying to remember how to do this part. You know, and it's mentioned on my stamp fans as well, you know, which characters you can expect to receive little letters from. One of which is going to be unsent love letters. And I'm saying love letters for a reason, because that is what they are. They are letters between two characters. One of which, as I've currently written, has made an appearance in the book. But those are definitely going to be letters for like later down the line. And there are still some characters that I'm like fleshing out, and trying to figure out, you know, situations and how I want to solve them and everything like that. I think that's something that most writers go through, is like, you have so many renditions, you know, of your works. I think once I get to the point, once I've played catch up with everything else, I'm going to set aside a week of essentially just a writing week, where I just work on, you know, outside of, you know, everything else. I'll probably still stream, because I'm trying to at least stream on Tuesdays. If I can swing it. If I can't swing it, then I'll move it to another day. And actually, there probably won't be a stream tomorrow, so I'll probably end up using it to edit this video, so I can have it ready to be posted on Friday. I am slowly, and I do mean slowly, getting into the groove of things. I need to, next week is going to be editing old videos when I have time. So essentially, hopefully by next week, I will hopefully be able to have a lot of my like older past content scheduled. And then also the shorts scheduled for things like YouTube and Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, just places. I do want to get to the point where I'm caught up, so I can, oh goodness gracious, start doing my voice acting practices again, where essentially I grab a script, record myself, going over the script, and just acting out the scenes. At some point, I will get back to doing that, which will be fun for me. Okay. Oof. This is a lot. I may have to go back and fix some of this in the future, which will probably be the next time I work on this. But I do need to get this done before April 1st. That is when this is supposed to be out. This will definitely be something that I work on more in my own time. Primarily so I can change how I'm sitting more easily. Okay, yeah, so. I am glad that I decided to use separate layers for this. That way I can just do this. So yeah, so we're actually going to end this because it's an hour. It's been an hour. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Did I get it? Nope. Yep, there we go. Sorry, took me a few minutes. Technical difficulties on my end. Oh no. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thank you for listening to me ramble. This was fun. I know I did not sound... It was fun. It was a fun stream. I did enjoy getting that drawn and started with something that I really need to do. And I hope you all enjoy seeing a sneak peek of what the postcard for Stamp Fans, for my Stamp Fans account, is going to be for the month of April, and sort of an insight into the world of Lenerica and the world that I am building and have been building for the past more than a couple years. I want to say I started writing this in 2014. The 2014 or 2013 is when I first started writing about the world, and it's sort of just grown. Like, I'm still trying to figure stuff out for the world and how it works and everything, but it's been fun. A lot of fun. It's been a journey. But thank you all so much for being here. Take care, be safe, and I would raid someone if I was able to. I'm not able to raid anyone because I don't think... So, Twitch is weird because it says I have a viewer, but I don't know if I have a viewer. And so I don't want to be like, hey, I'm gonna raid someone, and then it be nothing. So I don't want to give... I don't want to give someone's hopes up. But anyway, take care, be safe, have fun, and I will see you all later. Bye!